Good morning, class 11th. Today we are going to start our new chapter, that is chapter number 3, Motion in a Straight Line. I hope that you might have learned this lesson in your class 9, which was a physics chapter. And in that chapter, you had gone through some of the definitions which are being used in this straight line. The first concept that I wanted to clear you is about what is rest and what is motion. To whom you called as rest and to whom you called as motion. If a body is not at all moving, or you can say if a body is in stationary position, then the body is said to be in rest. Okay? But if a body changes its position or starts moving or changes its any distances or conditions, then you say that the body is in motion. So hence what you come to know is what is the difference between rest and motion. Rest means no actions. Motion means if a little action is also being done, then the body is said to be in motion. To understand this chapter, we have to concern with some physical quantities, and physical quantities are divided into two parts: scalar quantity and vector quantity. Scalar quantities are those quantities which tells you only about the magnitude, but it doesn't give you any idea about the direction. It do not tell you any direction, that means at which direction the body is moving. So you can only say that if you get any value, then it is a scalar quantity. But when you talk about a vector quantity, then vector quantity always tell you about the direction as well as the magnitude. That means it will always give you the value also, and it will always help you to get the direction also. Now, to understand this scalar and vector quantity, I am starting your this example with distance. Distance is an example of a scalar quantity in which what is distance? Distance is the total path covered by a body. That means if I consider a boy is moving from A to B, then B to C and C to D. That means the total path covered by a boy from A to B to C and C to D. If you add all the values, you will get the total distance of this boy is 12 meter. Tick. In this, the boy is always changing its direction. He is going towards east, then going towards north, then again moving towards east. That means the boy is not confined to one direction. That means the direction is irrelevant, and you can get only the value till which distance it is moving. This is what you called as distance, and distance doesn't have any direction, so it is a scalar quantity. But when you talk about displacement, so what is displacement? Displacement is the shortest path covered by a body. Both the distance and displacement are calculated in meter. The units are same, but the difference is too much. Hence, if I need to find out the displacement, that means a boy moved from A to B, B to C and then C to D. But if I talk about that, if I wanted to move directly from A to D, then what will be the shortest path? Whatever be the shortest path, that means the distance or the path from A to D will be my displacement. For this, I just make a perpendicular which is equal to 4 meter and then another line which is parallel to and equal to 3 meter. Hence, displacement can very easily find it out by Pythagoras theorem. If I consider ADE is a triangle, then AD is my hypotenuse, DE is my perpendicular, and AE, this complete base part, is my base. Hence, DE square plus AE square is equals to AD square. That means 4 square plus 8 square, that means 16 plus 64. That is AD square is equals to 80. That means AD is equals to under root 80 meter. it is always being in calculation that the distance is always more, whereas the displacement is always less in value. If I consider a relation of circular path, if I take a body is moving in a circular path, suppose a body is starting from A. If it moves from A and take a complete round and come back to A again, then because it is starting from the same initial point and coming back to the same initial point, then that particular point, then the displacement will be taken as 0, because the body is said to be that it has not been moved, because it has started from the same point and coming back to the same point. That means, what is displacement? Displacement means initial point to final point. If that point is the same, then the displacement is 0. But if I wanted to know the distance traveled by a body in this circular path will be considered by the circumference of this circle, and that will be taken by 2 pi r. Okay. Now, distance makes speed and displacement makes velocity. Hence, what you can say, speed is equals to distance upon time. Distance is calculated in meter and time is calculated in second. That means the unit will become meter per second, or it can be written as ms minus 1. That means denominator की वैल्यू यदि हम ऊपर लाते हैं तो उसकी पार माइनस में आ जाती है. Second, velocity is equals to displacement upon time. That means meter per second. So the units are same, but the difference is that speed is made up of distance, and distance is a scalar quantity. Hence, the speed is also a scalar quantity. Whereas displacement makes velocity, and velocity is a vector quantity. Now, types of speed. There are 4 types of speed: uniform speed, non-uniform speed, average speed, and instantaneous speed. Same, the types of velocity is also of 4 types: uniform velocity, non-uniform velocity, average velocity, and instantaneous velocity. Now, starting with uniform velocity. Uniform speed is the speed when a body travels equal distances in equal interval of time. Suppose a body moves 2 meter in 2 seconds, then another 2 meter in 2 seconds. So every time he is traveling same distances and he is taking the same time, then it is called as uniform speed. Same, just like speed, the velocity is also uniform. If a body travels equal displacements in equal interval of time, then it is called as uniform velocity. But if the distance changes or the time, or the displacement changes or the time, or both the things changes, then it is called as non-uniform speed या non-uniform velocity. Average speed. Average speed means total distance traveled by a body by total time taken by the body. If a body takes whatever time and whatever total distance he had covered, then it is called as average speed. But when you talk about velocity, then average velocity can be taken by another method that you had learned in your class 9th: initial velocity and final velocity. If you add both the velocities and divide it by 2, you will get average velocity. Last one, instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity or instantaneous speed is the particular speed or velocity of a particular time. Suppose a body is moving and had started moving at 8 o'clock, but at after 10 minutes, that means 8:10, if I need to find out that speed when the body is at 8:10, then that particular speed at the time of 8:10 is called as instantaneous speed or instantaneous velocity. Okay. So in the next class, we'll continue with this further.